Hi. Well, welcome to the Inner Slim diet plan. Um, this is day 6 of 7, and we call it tracking your trip. And the Inner Slim diet plan is all about getting into your best possible shape without giving up the foods that you enjoy. And my name's Chris. This is
Hello,
Jen.
I'm Jenny.
I want to ask you, Jen. So, okay, what do we mean by the being inner slim?
What we mean by being in the slim is creating a state of mind naturally and building that state of mind that leads you to naturally and organically make the very best choices for you every day in order to become that slimmer you've envisaged.
Yeah, it's a bit like, isn't it, when you're endeavoring to get a bit fitter, lose some weight or whatever. It is a bit like this here picture of cruising along, and there's first you start with many, many, many options. So we've tried to show over the past 5 days, we've tried to show the way in which you can get in touch with your own inner wisdom and ability to make good choices, very much by developing awareness of what's going on with the food you eat and its effect on your body. And so I suppose the first thing we would say is that in order to slim successfully, first you need to make choices that are right for you. And today, tracking your trip, we're all about how to make those choices in such a way that you end up cruising along happily and at a good speed. And so I'd like to ask you again, Jen, then. So how do we go about measuring and tracking this trip?
Well, I think there are two things that you need to measure, and one of them is very objective. It might be your weight, that's the most common thing, but equally it can be how you feel in a certain outfit and something that you know when you're overweight you can't get into, you don't feel right, feels tight. That's a pretty good objective measure. But if it is your weight, be sure and only check it at maximum once a week, because we're not after anything rapid. We want to get on the right track and not take too many detours. The second thing, which is equally important and rather more subtle, is your FQ, your fitness quotient, how well you're feeling in yourself. Now, we talked earlier on in the week about paying attention and getting really aware of what you're eating, how you feel before you eat, when you eat, after you eat. And your FQ is really the sort of delayed reaction measurement. And if you measure that either daily or weekly, perhaps, by looking back over the week, you get a feeling for how fit you are. You know, some days you'll feel bad.
Yes, can I just chime in? It is all about awareness, because I do know myself, I've become quite aware of the effects of the food of the previous day. If I eat very badly, which I often do actually, but if I eat badly, then I am aware of it the next day, and a lot of our efforts are about just cultivating that awareness of paying attention to what's going on in your body. So I'm with you. So fit, the FQ is also partly about are you feeling in trim? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling energized? Do you fit your pants? And all of those things, which you just sort of do as long as you're aware to sort of ask yourself daily, how am I feeling today, and compared to what I ate yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's kind of useful. It can be useful to score yourself 1 to 10, and then you have a bit of a track record of how you're doing. We personally don't subscribe to the enormously detailed personal trainer Fitbits and things. I mean, they're really good at getting you into habits, so you get to know how far you're walking and how fast and all that sort of thing, so it's great. But once you've kind of got the idea, I personally think you can go a bit metric mad, but you'd need a metric, 2 metrics in fact, one for your sense of well-being and one for your awareness and an objective measure of how you're actually doing as the world
Okay, so
switches.
basically we've said we're going to have an idea in mind, which is to reach a comfortable cruising speed for us, where we're gradually losing weight and we're feeling good about it. And then I suppose there is the second aspect of this, which is looking at the results of what happened over the past 7 days. We have actually, this is called the Inner Slim Diet Plan, and we have been about helping you to get a sense of what a good plan would be for yourself. And if you've been following this program and you now have a plan and you've been following it, then you could say to yourself, well, was I able to stick to it? We suggested you might make a smart swap. We suggested that on day 3, on Wednesday, of something bad for something better. And if you chose to do that, then you could say, well, did I make that swap? Was I able to keep it up daily? And equate that with what you just measured, which is, did it kind of work subjectively? Do I feel better on it or worse? Always bearing in mind that a lot of the smart swaps are going to be a little bit weird for the first week. That's right, isn't it, Jen? It takes 3 weeks or something.
Yeah, it takes 3 weeks. There's sort of the enthusiastic phase where it's not too difficult. There's the sort of plateau where it can be more difficult, and then sort of when it becomes a habit, it becomes easier again. And we absolutely know that your taste buds do change over the course of just a week.
It's a bit like but another way of putting it is it's like when you're sort of taking off in a rocket, and it can be quite hard work at first, or as you said, it could be easy for the first day, but then
lift off, building momentum,
and then you build momentum, and then it gets easier in the second week, and then in the third week you reach escape velocity, really, and you pull away from the gravity of that old habit that's been dragging you back, and you get into a new one that is hopefully healthier. So okay, we're cruising along. We've looked at the results of the last week, and we've got some sense of whether it's working for us. So what next, Jen?
We then need to look at our intention for next week and how, if anything, we're going to do something a bit differently. We may just be doing more of the same, but it's still very important to share what your intention is. And if things went well last week, it's great to do the same, but you will probably have had a few things that didn't go quite so well, and in those situations you can maybe talk about an alternative strategy. But the intention for the overall week needs to be clear and shared, and tomorrow we'll talk about how you're going to share that with other people and what effect that will have on making it happen.
It is our secret sauce in a way, because it is really the most powerful single ingredient. When you have an idea of where you want to be, how you want to be, the shape you want to get into, then other people, they can hinder you or they can give you a fantastic help and boost, and we'll show you how to get people to help you rather than hinder you.
The right energy around you makes a huge difference to what happens.
Okay, we'll do that tomorrow, so look forward to seeing you then.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.